Welcome back to the WHHI Daily News. In just the last week, the Hilton Head Town Council decided to spend $7.6 million to maybe slow down growth on the island. They bought a couple of lots in the Jonesville neighborhood, making the folks in that neighborhood extremely relieved that development was going to come down a little bit. Tamara Becker, councilman of Hilton Head Island, joining us. You guys had a little extra, you've got a little extra money to play with, and through transfer fees.
Correct.
A lot of houses have been sold on the island. Mm-hmm. But more than importantly, it looks like the council is really taking a strong stand in managing the growth on the island.
That's true. The residents have made it quite clear that the growth rate, the type of development happening on the island is unacceptable. And I think that's what the council is responding to. When the residents come to us and they ask for something, it's our responsibility to listen to them, to look at what options we have, and I'm hopeful that this is the beginning.
Are you seeing that start to turn a little bit from the fact that the residents have been kind of anti-council? They've been thinking the council's not listening for a few years now, and you've been on the council for a few years, and you got onto council because I think a little bit of that. You were thinking they're not listening to us. Do you see a trend change?
I hope so. It's why you're right. It is why I ran for council and why I sit here to make sure that residents' needs are heard. Their thoughts and considerations are first in our minds. And I do see that things are shifting. It's been coming slowly, and we had a great council before. We have a great council this time, and there's a real motivation at this point to make sure that we are working to control growth, work to manage the development on the island in a way that benefits the quality of life.
It looked like, the way I have seen the trend in the years that I've been here, is that it has gone from trying to balance to maybe now maybe if we all thought it was balanced the other way, now it seems to be balanced. And you brought this up during the discussion of the 278 corridor as well. Whoa, we hadn't heard whoa from the council much until about the last years. Am I seeing that right?
No, I think you are. I think that there's a number of things that are happening. The look, the focus on the design elements, the overdevelopment, where the development needs to be in terms of redeveloping parts of the island, worrying about the capacity and what it means to the future of the residents and the quality of experience that our visitors have. We want our visitors to have a great time. We want them to come back and be our next generation of residents. And so if we don't protect...
but how do we tilt it that way without making them say, boy, I sure don't want to live there. Those people don't want us here as visitors. You really do have to strike that balance, don't you?
Absolutely. I think a lot of it is in messaging.
Okay.
We have to let first residents know that they're valued. And when you let the residents understand that this is their island and what we do is to their benefit, people will want to be part of that. It's not that we don't want visitors. We want visitors to understand they're welcome as visitors and our future residents. So making our residents comfortable, happy, enhancing the quality of life, protecting the natural environment that we were given when we came here. I think back to all those people who were here first. Sure. And the steps that they took, the women who stood in front of folks who were cutting down trees and in the roadways to protect the island. I want to be one of those. I want to continue to protect that which brought us here.
What's next?
What's next? I hope that what's next is using some more of the monies that the town has to continue to preserve land across the island and protect neighborhoods. Our town manager has a plan of districting, which is a little bit different than what we've seen in the past in terms of how things are developed across the island. I'll watch it carefully. The development for the sake of development doesn't make sense necessarily to me, and getting it right will take some time.
And redevelopment of areas that we have already developed seems to be high on that list too.
It's absolutely high on their list, and the Mid-Island District is a perfect example of that. And looking at the Jonesville Road, which has now become a district, so that we're specifically focused on it, so that we set forth a plan that makes sense.
All right, keep leading the way. Thank you so much for spending the time with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you so very much.
Tamara Becker, Town Councilor, Ward 4, kind of the Palmetto Dunes area of Hilton Head Island, but looking over the whole island, as all of the councilors are. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back with Charlie Clark of the Hilton Head Bluffton Chamber of Commerce right after this.